Cindy Matthew. I'm a senior and I'm a part of the leadership group for Diversity Dogs.
I'm Lynette Matern. I'm a senior and I'm the president of Diversity Dogs.
My name is Jaden Jarrett. I'm a senior and I'm one of the leaders of our Black Student Union here.
Hi, my name is Quentin Gentry and I am a leader of Diversity Dogs.
So you're asking about like the origin of how like it
Yeah.
started?
Yeah.
Okay, so back when like hybrid was a thing with COVID, I went to a U of L event, which was called like the Vietnamese Student Association, where they had a culture show. And my brothers were a part of it, and I thought it was really cool, and I thought I wanted to start something like that here. And I knew about Diversity Dogs because one of my friends were a part of it, so she actually reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be a leader. And when she did that, I kind of brought up this idea that we should have an event because we don't get represented. We're like the minorities of the minorities.
So this year we started preparing in December. We tried to do like a meeting a month. And at first it was very vague and like, oh, how are we going to do this? Where are we going to have this? And since like we only have one adult sponsor, so we had to start preparing really early because we tried to do this last year, but we ran out of time. So I'm really glad that I was able to be present this year and help lead this event.
The groups that we have involved are Diversity Dog, we have Black Student Union, we have Lasso, they're going to be a big part, and also Purple Rain.
Can you talk about BSU's role in the Culture Fest?
Just like the other groups in this, we are going to have some booths that represent Black culture. So one that we're planning on right now is having one on Black hair. So talking about the importance of it, different types, different textures, history of it, fashion. When the whole Culture Fest is doing our fashion show, we'll have some people from our group to represent what Black culture is in our clothing styles from either different decades or stuff like that.
Okay, why do you think Culture Fest is important?
I feel like Culture Fest is important because it gives us an outlet to put all of the cultures that are around male on an everyday basis into a better perspective in a more entertaining and more educational way, because I feel like the best way to educate students nowadays is to mix education and advocacy and entertainment all into one, because it makes it so much easier and it gets people more involved, and that's what we've been wanting to focus on with this Culture Fest. I wanted to give a big shout out to Miss Walls and Lynette. Miss Walls does so much behind the scenes work for us, and we are so thankful for her. And Lynette, she's been a president for this club for the past 2 years, and she has just been such an amazing and hardworking person to work around. She has always just found a way, no matter what happens and no matter what challenges we have faced.
I want this Culture Fest to be something that people will feel comfortable learning about. I want it to open their minds, and instead of having them think that other different things that they're not used to, like, I don't want them to think that that's weird anymore. I want them to think that it's interesting. I want to share it with them.
What impact do you think Culture Fest will have?
I think Culture Fest will have a huge impact, hopefully positive, because there's a lot of people on both sides of the spectrum that haven't seen like a lot of different cultures, and like seeing is a huge part of like being like having that feeling that, oh, I want to learn more about this. Because if you don't see stuff, if you don't know it exists, then you're not going to like go after it and try to figure out like what is this about. So I feel like when people see the different cultures around male, they're going to want to learn more, and I feel like that's a very important.
The biggest challenge that we faced, I would say, trying to make sure that we're still on, staying on schedule, and always like making sure that we have everything down before we really set this in motion. So just having a lot of hands on the job, it made it so much easier for everyone. And I'm glad to see how far it's came into this.